cut to the chase with this one. As much as it pains me to say this, it's the truth that we all are going to experience challenges and circumstances and negative things in our life. It's impossible to avoid it. And if I told you that you weren't going to have issues or challenges, I would just be lying to you, and I suck at lying, so I can't do that. If you start to work to become a more emotionally resilient person, you'll be able to overcome a lot of challenges more quickly and to overall be a happier person. So I'm sure we all know someone that regardless of what happens in their life, they just seem to get through it, they go with the flow, and they heal very quickly compared to others. These types of people have a very high level of emotional resilience. And the good news is that there are 3 secrets and tips that you can apply into your life right now to work to become a more resilient person. So the first step is to develop an attitude of self-compassion and self-awareness. So people who are self-compassionate are very gentle and kind with themselves. They're not harsh with themselves, and they're not critical. If you find yourself cringing at me saying that and had a lot of negative thoughts go to your head like, oh, it's impossible to be self-compassionate, or you don't deserve to be self-compassionate, or any other negative thoughts like that, more than likely you struggle with self-compassion. This is the case, you probably grew up in a childhood or had guardians or parents who were very critical of you, and you have eventually internalized that negative voice in your head. And so, if you struggle with this, trust me, you are not alone. There are tons of people who struggle with self-compassion. I would highly recommend you check out Kristen Neff's research. She has lots of books out, and she actually has done research on self-compassion for decades and is the go-to person in our field regarding how to become more self-compassionate. So start there. Start to work to become a more self-compassionate person and to be more gentle with yourself. The second step is to then consider, okay, what do you believe about your emotions? If you have negative thoughts or beliefs regarding having emotions, more than likely, this is going to really impact your ability to be an emotionally resilient person. If you notice you have negative thoughts about your emotions, start to challenge those negative and illogical thoughts, because the truth of the situation is that your emotions mean something and your emotions matter and they are valid. And so start to work on believing that, and the way that you change your thoughts is by challenging them. Again, your counselor could really help you out with this if you're having a hard time with it. But then also ask yourself, where are these negative beliefs coming from? Again, this might have been something that you witnessed growing up or something that you heard a lot about. The truth of the matter is that your emotions are valid, they mean something, and they always come from somewhere. So then start to consider, where are these negative emotions coming from? So that is the second secret. The third one is to validate your emotions. And what I mean by that is to work towards creating a process for yourself to validate your emotions from the inside, not from the outside. And so you want to get yourself to a place where you're able to validate yourself internally without needing outside prompting to do so. So there's a couple of different things that you can do to work towards validating your emotions more. One tip is to name the emotion that you're experiencing, but not having judgment around it. So, for instance, thinking to yourself of, like, for instance, if you are struggling with stress, instead of thinking to yourself, why am I stressed out? Just be a bit more self-compassionate, and then think to yourself instead, okay, I'm feeling a bit of stress. Where is this coming from? And how can I work to let go of this stress? Or what do I need to do in order to be less stressed out? So it's shifting your thoughts. If you have a hard time with doing this, seeing a counselor would be so helpful, because we are trained in exactly how to do this and how to help you to change your thoughts. The reason why there's such a big emphasis on thoughts in this video is because your thoughts impact the way that you feel, which then impacts the way you behave. And so if you want to be an emotionally resilient person, it actually doesn't start with your emotions, it actually starts with your thoughts. So I hope this video was helpful. If you start to apply these 3 tips today, you will start to work towards becoming a more emotionally resilient person. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what are you doing to become a more emotionally resilient person. Like this video if it was helpful for you, and be sure to subscribe to our Makin Wellness channel so you don't miss a beat. We're always putting out helpful videos regarding mental health, relationships, and addiction, and we would love to keep you updated as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.